Well, hello, everyone. This is Amber Towne, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, calling you from the greater Phoenix area, which I am outside of my gym right now, in which you can now hear there's a motorcycle going by, loving the sound of himself. We'll just let him rev his engine. You gotta love it when they love to hear the sound of themselves. Anyways, the funny thing is that just came up, and my topic I wanted to share with you today is how do you grow and flow? And that is such an interesting concept, and you're going to hear noise in my background right now, but I hope that you can get my message, and my thought on this is how do you grow and flow? Is that growth is continually uncomfortable, and I find that we tend to grow when we have made our plans and God changes them. And I'll use an example right now is I thought that I would be able to be negotiating for a house right now and purchasing a new home, and we're in a temporary living situation where we're renting a VRBO, which is fine, and it's such a beautiful place and such a peace and such a blessing. But it wasn't where I planned to be still. And so things shifted, timelines changed, and it's caused me to sit in a constant state of surrender. And that is where I talk about the grow with the flow. Is like, how do you grow through something and still be in like a flow state? And a flow state is that easy glide, not putting in extra effort, but trusting every step of the way is absolutely planned. And so one of the keys, and this is like out of the heart of Amber, this isn't out of a book or anything like that, is one of my keys is to constantly be in a state of gratitude. And every single time that I feel like life has got me clinchy, and I say clinchy, where I'm clenching my fists, I'm clenching my teeth, and I'm trying to control life, I will put myself in a state of gratitude. And so right now, currently, it is pretty warm during the day in Arizona. So it might look like me sitting down and exhausting a piece of paper in my journal of everything I'm grateful for right now. When it's not so warm and more the winter time here, I will go on a gratitude walk where I will go for a mile or two, and I just speak out loud everything I'm grateful for, because I believe that when we put ourselves in the energy of being grateful, that God is so willing to work with us and mold us and help us through this season of growing with the flow, because growth is uncomfortable. Growth is not fun. Growth sometimes causes us to look in the mirror and ask us, are we the problem or is the situation the problem? And growth requires us to do a lot of self-evaluation and deciding, are we willing to change, or are we going to be okay remaining the same? So as you get into that state of growth and that state of gratitude, my next step is always to go to something that I have control over, which, let's be clear, I don't have control over many things, but I do have control over my effort and my activity. And so therefore, my next step is to get in a state of massive action. And if it's just 1 hour of doing booking outreaches, 1 hour of reaching out and doing proactivity, anything in my business, then that's what I need to do. And I realize that ultimately, the only thing I can control is my effort. God's going to control the outcome. God's going to control when the right house is going to be available to me. Because you see, I wrote down everything I want in a home. And then I asked him to give me everything I don't know to ask for and keep me from everything I don't know to not have. Because ultimately, when you surrender everything to God and you release everything but your effort, because your effort is up to you, then you can watch him show up and show off in your life. So today, your motto is, how do I grow with the flow and get in a state of gratitude with massive action? So hopefully that helps you today. That's from the heart of Amber. No book. That is just the raw, authentic self in my journey of life, and hopefully it was a blessing for you today. So either way, hopefully this was a blessing for you. This is Amber Towne, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, signing off. Have an amazing Tuesday.